Now,
Okay.
2012 would have to be one of the greatest sliding door moments for an individual player in recent history.
Mhm.
You obviously made the move to the Hawks. How did that come about? I think Marty Pascal's actually mentioned something the other month about a lot of midnight meetings with the club. So was it you sending out the Hawks? How did it all sort of come down to it? Because it was an extraordinary move.
Yeah. Probably went back to 2011. After 2010 season with the Bulldogs, we pushed really hard late to finish in the top four at that stage. So I hurt my knee. Yeah, I think it was around 20. I dislocated my kneecap and sliced some cartilage off, so it would blow up. So I'd have to get it drained on Monday, jab it up for the game, and I did that for 5-6 weeks, and all through finals. So by the time I had surgery, the knee wasn't looking too good. So we didn't have that done. Had to have hip resurfacing done on my right hip as well. So the knee was sort of 4-month injury. Hip was 3 months. So I had all those done, and then obviously only been able to do weights and boxing. My shoulder started getting really sore after landing heavily. Tom Williams took me out in one of the finals, and I've landed heavily on the shoulder. So eventually we come back from pre-season, from the off-season into pre-season, and my shoulder's still playing up. So we had that scan, and then they go, no, we need to get surgery on that as well. So that was another 12-week injury. So in that year, have 3 lots of surgery in the off-season. So at that stage, to try to get back to playing football around 3 was just unrealistic. So my performance dropped, and I got dropped down to the VFL. I think it was around 6 at that stage. So what had happened, we were struggling as a team, and it's amazing when your performance drops as well, that sort of players and everyone else sort of turns on you as well. So at that stage, I thought halfway through 2011, I thought my time at the footy club has probably expired. Relationships broken at that stage. So I spoke to Marty halfway through that year, and he goes, it's going to be probably pretty hard to move you on at the end of 2011 after only playing a handful of games and being dropped, and your body's still not quite right. So he said, just have a massive pre-season at the start of 2012 and try to get back to playing some reasonably good football, and we can look at it there. So he knew then at that stage, into 2011, that I wanted to look at another club. So he worked his butt off through that 2012 season to try to find a club. I said, I want to go to a club that's in a premiership window. I don't want to move interstate with the family and the kids for potentially could only be a couple of years. So had to be a Melbourne side. So I think it was grand final week. I went away on a footy trip, and then a holiday with the wife at that stage. So come back grand final week, and he said, we've got a meeting straight after the grand final on a Thursday with Hawthorn. So that was the first time I had known of anything was grand final week.
Wow.
That the only club that he spoke to was Hawthorn.
Okay, so just that was it. Spoke with the Hawks and got the job done.
Yeah,
that's
so
phenomenal, isn't it?
There was a little, probably Hawthorn supporters don't want to listen to it, but there was probably, I went to the grand final, there's probably a little bit of me thinking, well, it'd probably be a good thing if Hawthorn lose this, because it probably even emphasises it more that they
feel they need it. There's a need, yeah.
Yes, yeah.